Hello, 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 family. Welcome to today's broadcast. Yes, I am not at the regular location. I had a conflict with time, so I am doing this back at my regular location. So we don't have the fancy big computer like we have at the library. However, I still wanted to come on and to do this broadcast. So welcome. I am Dr. Daphne Clarke-Hudson. I am an intuitive healer. I am also an intuitive development coach. I am your why and soul purpose coach, consultant, and mentor. Welcome. I see someone on my YouTube. Go ahead and invite, please. I am on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, and I am on LinkedIn. Those are the only places I'm on because the Wi-Fi here is not very strong. So I did not want to run too many things at the same time. And then we wouldn't get the right speed and all of that. So again, welcome. As always, it's a privilege to be here with you again. And I take every opportunity that I get. I take every opportunity to serve and bless my people. And I tell you, so much is going on in my life and around my spiritual development and all of the new things I'm learning from universe, not in an academic classroom, but learning from the universe. I tell you, once you accept and open yourself and be obedient, you will be learning so much more. I tell you, it gives me the chills when I talk about it. And so much so that I was saying to myself this morning, I'm glad I did not listen to the people who tried to discourage me, to tell me that I'm too old to be venturing out on a new path. I am glad I blocked them out, and I am glad that I listened to the universe and follow through. And I am encouraging you to do the same. And for that reason, this is the reason why for this conversation, it is very important. Speak your story and tell your truth. Speak your story and tell your truth. As you will hear from me tonight, I was not always speaking my story. I was speaking part of it, but I've always been polishing it up, and I've always been presenting it the way I thought people wanted it, not the way that the universe wanted me to share it. And let me tell you something. The universe can strip you down. The universe, God's power, greetings. The universe can strip you down and peel you. So, listen, let's have this conversation and learn from my mistakes and use my example so that you don't lengthen. Don't be disobedient like me for 62 years. All right? I was reading something the other day, and here is what it says about telling your story. It says, when you share your story, experiences, and truth with others, you gain a different level of respect. Listening to things and reading things with an auto with an autobiographical context is something that has the ability to grip someone emotionally. In doing so, people are forced to reaffirm and rethink their own morals. Isn't that powerful? Is this morning I was speaking on Instagram, and it is so true because we are sitting and we are wallowing and we become victims sometimes of our stories and the journeys that we have been. And we listen, there are a lot of people who have gone through more than we have gone through. However, it is so important to share. Very important. The reason a story is created is to become a shared experience. This is what makes sharing as important to tell your story as an experience itself. Once a story is shared, it becomes part of all of us. I don't know about you, but for every time I listen to someone's story, there is a part of it that I can say, oh my heavens, I went through something similar. I can relate to that, especially if the person is who is sharing the story has a similar background to you, whether it is in your culture or your ethnicity, or your country, your place of birth, whatever. We can always see ourselves in other people's stories. The writer says, as a college student, we are consistently faced with narratives and viewpoints and perspective of the whole world from others in our classroom, our residence halls, and campuses in general. The mere fact and thoughts of sharing your own story can be daunting when you hear someone else share their own experiences. It prompts you to take a deeper look at yourself, but it can also activate an interest in you sharing your story. But for some reason, some people are afraid. They are afraid of exposing themselves and stepping out. They are afraid of being judged. They are afraid that people will begin to look down on them and belittle them. Nonetheless, it is important that we do not silence our own stories or suppress our opinion, ideas, and experience. while it is possible that sharing experiences may trigger traumatic or even traumatizing you, you can often feel the consequences of suppressing ourselves soon thereafter. And it isn't a great feeling. However, if we share our experiences with others, there are plethora of benefits that can come true. Let me tell you something. Every time I am bold enough to step out from behind the fear and to share my story, somebody always comes up to me back in the days when we used to be doing live events in person and say, thank you so much for sharing that. I remember when I used to share that I had one pair of shoes growing up in Jamaica. And I used to wear that shoes to church only. When I went to school, I went barefooted. And I tell you something, it just dawned on me. On Sunday, when the universe took me outside to do the grounding activity barefooted, it stripped me down to the core. Because although I grew up walking barefooted, majority of the time, other than when I was going to church, it's years I have not walked barefooted. Years. And this Sunday morning, this past Sunday morning, when the universe took me outside to do a grounding exercise, barefooted, not dressed, no makeup on, no hair, no wig, go outside and do your grounding. Connect with Gaia. You need to ground. And took me directly to a special tree outside, a tree that I had never noticed before, a tree which later on one of my broadcasts, the universe spoke to someone who was on the live to tell me that that tree was my deliverance tree. Are you hearing? This is my story. However, somewhere in this story, you are intertwined. You are intertwined, my brothers and my sisters. Somewhere in this story, it could be one word, two words, three words, but somewhere in this story, there's a part that has your name on it. So, this island girl that grew up in Jamaica the majority of her life was ordered, divinely ordered on Sunday to go outside and ground, go out barefooted and ground, go outside, communicate with the tree, hug the tree, ground yourself. I forgot the power of walking barefooted. I forgot the power. Back then, I was automatically being grounded by walking barefooted because I only have one pair of shoes. But now what the universe is telling me, although you have all these shoes now, you still need to go out there and you still need your grounding. You still need to connect with Gaia. You still need to go back to the basics. Are you hearing me? Part of this story is also your story too. Part of my story is also your story too. And part of our story is related to people all over the world that will hear it. They are waiting on us to give them the freedom to speak their stories and tell their truth. Sharing our stories with others invites them to connect with us. Whether the experience we talk about is positive or negative, it doesn't matter. The fact that we are sharing things with others in the society that is either all or nothing is impacting itself. It causes everyone who is listening to reflect on the words that we are speaking. Your story will enhance your personal growth. Having difficult conversations or sharing negative or triggering experiences can be worth the growth. Going not only for yourself, but also for those who choose to be actively engaged in the journey of learning alongside you. When we tell our stories, it's not only for us. As I sit here and as I share with you, I'm sharing on YouTube, I'm sharing on LinkedIn, I'm sharing on Facebook. But who knows the thousands and millions of people who will hear this story? I tell people, I'm 74 years young. I do not have a sense of entitlement. I have a sense of gratitude. Because you know what? I grew up in a time when I did not have electricity. I did not have running water. So I do not take anything for granted. I am grateful for every little thing that I am blessed with. Since I moved to States, everything has turned upside down. Many people who I know question why I do what I do. Why am I doing it? My own son questioned, Mommy, why you uproot yourself and going through challenging, difficult times? I said to my son on Sunday, all I require of you is to have a little faith in the journey that the universe has me on. Just be there for me. Just have faith and support me. That's all I ask. I do not expect anybody else to understand my journey and what I'm on. It's not their journey, it's not their assignment, it is not for them to understand. But it is for me to continue to be obedient in following through all the struggles, all the obstacles, all the hindrances closer and closer to is, and I don't have to know. The one thing I can tell you is never to quit on yourself, because the end will be worth it. Sharing our experiences with others gives us the courage to share their stories too. They may feel a little intimidated or afraid to talk about their experience, but seeing someone else do it with such confidence will more than likely give them a sense of ease. Being respectful and avoiding languages that are considered offensive and triggering is important, not only to this incense, but as a mature, grown, or older individuals. Talking about the experience and about what it is important to you is an easy and effective way to create progress and start a future conversation and connect with people all around us. All around us. It is also important to provide platforms of inclusive outlets for people to share their stories, particularly in a public forum. And this is why most times when I'm on my TikTok and my Instagram and my Facebook, I always invite people to come on and share your story. On StreamYard, I do not do that because I'm recording on my YouTube. But I always encourage folks to come in, share your experiences, share your stories, tell it as it truthfully is. It's your story. However, my story and your story will help to impact the lives of others. Impact the lives of others. Oftentimes, even without realizing it, we are discovering who we truly are based on the conversations we are participating in with others. How many times you listen to somebody's story afterwards? You sound as though you were talking about me. And that is so empowering, because you can look and you can say, listen, if John can do it, so can I. If Daphne can do it, so can I. We are all on this journey for a reason. We are all on this journey for a reason. And only the universe knows when this journey will hit its final destination. I want to encourage you Don't you ever think about quitting on yourself. I'm not concerned about how the journey started. What I'm concerned about is what you are doing now. How are you traveling the journey now? Not how you used to travel it 6 months or 10 years ago. No. What are you doing today, June the 14th, 2022? That's what's important. Because you know what? Yesterday is different from today. And the list is going to go on because every day we have a new opportunity to create a new experience. So we need to look on every activity every day and say, I'm grateful for this day. Let me see what I can create today. What can I create today? Because each segment of our story is part of our legacy. So try your best not to dismantle any portion of your story, because it is important not only for you, but for the person who will be listening to it. You got to speak your story. God in your truth. Because there is no right or wrong way in telling your story. There is only an authentic way. Each of us has an authenticity in our story. Our stories are unique to us, and we don't need to polish them up. We do not need to clean them up. We only need to be authentic about it. Tell it as it happened. Raw. Tell it as it is. And that is what will captivate people. That is what will get people to you, attract people. Those of you who are in, that is what is out of their dark place. And to say, listen, I heard Joyce tell her story the other day. And listen, I was shaking because as Joyce was talking, I thought I was speaking. Because every word that she spoke is part of what I went through. So speak your story and tell your truth. Don't hold it back. Don't camouflage it. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't sell it out. Own it. Own it. Own it. It's yours. There is a popular saying in the speaking industry to make your mess your message. Make your mess your message. What does that mean? Putting it in layman's term, that means whatever struggles you went through, whatever try to take the breath out of your body and you survive, that's what people will pay you for. Whatever struggle and challenges you have gone through, that's what you write in the book. That's what you create the course around. That's what people want to read about. Speak your story, tell your truth. The way you deliver your story instantly, the way in which you deliver your story insinuates a lot about you, where you are in the process, and experiences in which you are speaking of is more than okay. This is all about your story. Remember, our stories are authentic, our stories are unique to us. You don't need a copywriter to write your story. You just need to open your phone and you need to speak your story in your phone. And that's what you're going to create in the book. You're going to speak your truth. You don't need a ghostwriter to tell you what your truth is, because you lived it. You breathe it. You sleep it. You taste it. It's your truth. It's your truth. So don't allow anybody to polish up your truth. Your truth does not need to be polished up. It only needs to be told. Your truth needs to be told, not polished up. And listen to somebody who was focusing on polishing up the story for 62 years. And the universe, although the universe is patient, the universe says, not until you honor 100% of who you're called to be, all those struggles you're facing and encountering, business not growing, finances not going, not until you honor what and who you're called to be will those things stop. As long as you are hiding, then the things are going to plague you. Pay coaches to coach me. None of them couldn't speak the truth, and none of them couldn't find it, because they too was programmed to guide me a certain way. No more though. No more. I have stepped out. I have got out of the closet, and I'm fully honoring who I am called to be. Yes, I've lost some friends along the way, but that's all right. I hear MJ say, are those people your friend or your frenemy? Friend or your frenemy? He asked. And I was giggling because I've never heard that word, frenemy, before. So, with that being said, for those of you who thinks that you want some guidance in telling your story, speaking your truth, speaking your story and telling your truth. For those of you that thinks you are ready to do that, you are ready to honor yourself, you are ready to be truthful to who you are called to be, I want to invite you to go to my website, or you can just click on the link in my bio and click on the link tree I'm not seeing what happened here. I just lost my thing. Click on my link tree and go to my Booksy page and click on dynamic Daphne Clarke-Hudson. Daphne Clarke-Hudson. I can't see. Excuse me. Click on Linktree Dynamic Daphne. Click on that's my link tree, and for the consultation, you go to Daphne Clarke-Hudson. Daphne Clarke-Hudson Booksy. Daphne Clarke-Hudson Booksy.com. Daphne Clarke-Hudson Booksy.com. This is your time. I know that we're still going through a partial pandemic, but let me tell you something. Any idea that you have, there's any part of your story, you can step out and be bold in following through with that. You can. So I don't know what your story is. Whatever your story is, the one thing I know for sure is that there is somebody who is waiting to hear that. Somebody who is saying, that story helped me to speak up for myself and to stand up and to embrace what I have gone through and to reassure me that that was not in vain. So, before we end this broadcast, does anyone have any question? You can go ahead and please write it in the comments section. Right down there where it's blocking, it's blinking. You can type your question there. I'm not going live on StreamYard for you to participate, but you can go ahead and type your question or your remarks or your comments in the section down there that says comments. Again, I'm Dr. Daphne Clarke-Hudson. I'm an intuitive I am an intuitive development coach. I'm an intuitive and spiritual healer. I am your why and soul purpose coach, consultant, and mentor. Each and every one of us, we were born for a reason. We are not by accident. Every last one of us came to this face of this earth with divine responsibility. Sad to say that many die and leave this planet without fulfilling their assignment. Please, do not let this be you. Say yes. Say yes. Say yes to whatever your story is. And do not wait around for everything to be perfect. Don't wait around to have all the resources in place. Do not wait around to have all the money. What is required is that we step out. I can tell you, once you step out, the universe got our backs. And the universe will never, ever allow us to fail. I'm here to tell you that the infinite in you, the infinite in you and I, will never fail. Never, ever fail. So you remember that. You might look to your right, then look to your left, and you think you're alone, but you're not alone, because guess what? We have a whole team. We have a whole team of angels that's protecting us. The universe delivers all of the resources that you and I need. We are winners. So let's begin to act like that. Everything that you and I need to be successful, we already have it. Let us begin to act like that. Everything that we need to manifest our abundance, the universe already gives it to us. Let's begin to act like that. Last but not least, let us acknowledge the fact that the world is waiting for our story. Why are they waiting? Because their story is also intertwined with mine and your story. So let us be bold. Let us be confident. Let us say yes to that which we are called for. Let us no longer sit on the sidelines and twinkle our thumb. Let's get into action. Let's ask for the help that we need. No longer to be ashamed. No longer to allow ego to stand in your way. Ask for the help that you need, because you cannot do it alone. If you have not already subscribed to, kindly check on my link tree, linktr.ee/dynamic Daphne. Click on that and connect with me on all of the social medias, and also to book your appointment for consultation or to go through any of the 4 weeks coaching programs that I have listed on Booksy.com. You check Booksy, DaphneClarke-Hudson.Booksy.com. DaphneClarke-Hudson.Booksy.com. Love you, family, and I look forward to seeing you on the next broadcast. Stay blessed and continue to speak your story and tell your truth. Why? The world is waiting on you. Be blessed and stay encouraged. Love you. Bye.